Hello, lovely. Today I have 10 small intentional habits that I practice every day that keep me elegant and grounded in my feminine energy, even in a world that pulls us toward hustle, pressure, and masculine energy. These tiny habits always bring me back to myself, and you can practice them too. So if you feel like you could use a little extra softness in your world, then stick around and let me welcome you to Always Classy and Elegant, aka ACE Academy. I'm Brandy, your host, coach, and mentor, and as a certified international etiquette consultant, I am here to help you get the knowledge and tools you need to be your best self. So today, we're going to learn how to tap into your divine feminine energy. And when I say divine feminine energy, I'm not talking about feminine energy in a mystical, spiritual type of sense. I'm talking about the God-given essence that He created woman with. If that resonates with you, then please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and stick around for more content. Now, before we glide into this, if you are looking for more ways to connect with your feminine energy, then check out my feminine energy course. I'll have it linked in the comments, in the description down below. It's designed to help you embody your best self. Now, let's glide into these habits, starting with the morning, then moving into midday, and then the evening. So, the morning, habit number 1, slow, intentional mornings. I give myself, I was going to say 5 to 15 minutes, but really it's more than 5, 10 to 15 minutes to wake up slowly. I know a lot of experts recommend that you jump out of bed as soon as the alarm goes off to jumpstart your productivity. And while that may work for them, and for some, that does not work for me. I find that it is best when I wake up slowly, so I will linger in my bed for an additional 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes even longer. I intentionally set my clock earlier so that I can give myself this time. I like to stretch a little bit and then read my Bible. So picture this. I'm cozied up in my bed, nice sheets. Everything's warm and comfy. I might be stretching gently, getting the blood flowing, but I'm cozied up, and then I reach for my Bible. A lot of times it's my phone. Every now and then I will actually use the hard copy that I have on my nightstand, but usually I'll pick up my phone because I have the Bible app on my phone, and I will read at least a chapter a day. That's my goal. I usually read at least one chapter. If I'm really tired or a little pressed for time, I might read half a chapter, or for some of them that are really long, maybe I can only get through half of the chapter, but I always start my day with Bible reading. I meditate on what I've read, think about why did God have this recorded? What does it tell us about His personality? How does it apply to me? How can I apply it to my life? And then I say my prayer, and then I get out of bed. This practice is probably the single most practice that has changed my life so significantly and for the better. I find that when I don't start my day like this, it just doesn't go as well. Not to say that negative things don't happen sometimes, even when I do this reading. However, my ability to cope with them and handle them is so much better when I start my day this way. So this always keeps me, one, connected to my body, connected to how I feel. It really sets the tone for my day, and it's one of the core elements of femininity. Next is getting ready with intention. I always take a reasonable amount of time to get myself ready with intention, even if I'm staying home. We all know that when we feel put together, we show up more confidently. This isn't about vanity, it's about a morning ritual that helps me be my best self. So what getting ready looks like might vary depending on what I am doing that day. It might mean doing my skincare, which I do every day. It might mean putting on a little bit of makeup. It may mean, well, I always fix my hair, of course, but it also means choosing an outfit that aligns with how I want to feel. So if I want to feel, let's say, vibrant, kind of flirty like or feminine, I'll put on something that's a girly type outfit. If I'm prioritizing movement for the day, I'll put on a cute workout set. If I'm just lounging around and I need to give my body some rest, like maybe it's the first day of my period, if I'm able to just lounge around, I'll wear a nice, comfortable maxi dress, something like a Skims type dress or something flowy, something that just makes me feel good, and I'll cozy up in that. So the key is dressing in a way that supports your mood and what you're doing, because we all want to feel good throughout the day, no matter what it is that we have going on. So this is a small but powerful way to set the tone for the day. Next up is a warm liquid hug. My second non-negotiable habit is starting my day with a warm beverage, usually coffee. For me, that is my go-to. So I have my sugar-free syrups and non-dairy creamer in my coffee, and it's just feels like a warm hug in the morning. It gives me a nice start to my day. So I know that a lot of experts recommend starting your day with breakfast and something healthy and not skipping it. They say it's the most important meal of the day. And again, while that might be the case for some, I have found for me, intermittent fasting works best for my metabolism. It did take some time to get adjusted to, but now that I've gotten adjusted to it, I find that I really feel so much better when I give my body a little bit more time to use its reserves before I fuel it with more food. So I encourage you to find something that works for you, but whatever it is, try to find something that's consistent, but also makes you feel good and is good for you. You might also want to consider researching your blood type and finding out what your blood type needs. Mine requires a little bit more protein. However, I just don't do well with carbs, and I've noticed that for myself personally, intermittent fasting, I was really slow to jump on that wagon, but once I finally got adjusted, it's made a huge difference. I have lost some weight, but also I noticed that I have a little bit more mental clarity in addition to feeling lighter. So being in a state where you're not only feeling good, but you're healthy, that is synonymous with feminine energy. Whereas if you're doing things that throw off your blood sugar, dysregulate your system, and have you nervous and anxious, those are hallmarks of masculine energy. So you need to find what's going to work best for you. So it's hard to connect to your feminine energy when you're uncomfortable. And for some people, that discomfort may come from hunger or, feeling weak and shaky. But for others, that discomfort can come from just feeling overly stuffed, bloated, and weighed down. So again, talk to your doctor, do your research, and find rituals that work best for you. Let's move into midday with habit number 4, which is intentionally setting how you want to feel. So as I move into my day and things are progressing along, I take time to check in with myself and ask myself, how do I feel? How do I want to feel today? Not just what do I need to get done? What have I not done yet? What's still on the list? No, I take a step back from that and I check in with myself and how I am feeling at that moment. And does it align with how I want to feel for the day? If not, I take some time to just take a deep breath, be in the moment, and give myself permission to be. And I realize that I don't always have to be on autopilot because that does not align with my feminine energy. And I realize that when I'm in my feminine energy and elegance, I get so much more done, so much more productive. So we all have responsibilities. I'm not saying to shirk any of your responsibilities, but what I am saying is that it's okay for you to prioritize the tasks that have to be done, and then realize that those that are nice to get done today but don't have to get done today, it's okay if they stay on your list and maybe roll to the next day. The whole key here is not to stress yourself out by doing, because doing is action. That's a masculine activity. It's a masculine frame of mind. It's a masculine way of being. And so being in our feminine energy, we give ourselves the time that we need to get things done. We prioritize what needs to get done, but we give ourselves grace. So in talking in terms of how I want to feel for the day, if I want to tap more so into my creative juices, I may carve out some time for a creative project like crafting or something like that. I'll prioritize a slower pace. Also, when I'm working from home, I love working from home because I can be in just about total control of my environment. And for me, mood, ambiance is extremely important. Lighting, the scents, all of that is very important to me. So I will take time to set my fragrance diffusers for the day, and I'll choose a scent that aligns with how I want to feel for that day. So that's another small thing, a little micro tidbit in there for you that helps me to feel good throughout the day. It helps me to feel energized, and these practices help to ensure that my day is led by energy and devotion, not just urgency and discipline. I'm not saying don't be disciplined, but I'm saying as feminine women, we need to balance out our masculine versus feminine energy and do things to help us be more in our feminine energy more of the time than in the masculine. Okay, number 5 is minimizing notifications for spaciousness. By spaciousness, I mean giving myself space away from all the noise of social media, constantly checking in on the phone, responding to texts, and this, that, and the other. It's giving yourself spaciousness from being pulled in all these different directions so that you can be centered, or I can be centered and in the present. So I use the, what do they call that? Summary. I'm drawing a blank. I get a morning summary, an afternoon summary, and an evening summary. What the heck do they call that on iPhone? It just left me just that quickly, but basically it minimizes my notifications from apps. So really I only get notifications from calls, text messages, and some emails. So that is just really bugging the heck out of me right now that I cannot remember. Scheduled summary. That's what it, forgive me, you guys. The scheduled summary. I use that scheduled summary religiously, and it really does help to keep me from being distracted and pulled in all these different directions, because app notifications go there instead of just popping up constantly on my home screen. And I can go to that notification center and check it when I get ready. I can respond to things that I might want to respond to, or prioritize responding at a later time. But basically it helps to keep me in my feminine energy and elegance, because I'm not constantly doing, I'm not constantly going, I'm not in go mode and on all the time. I give myself permission to step back and turn off if I need to. So I don't respond to everything right away. I'll choose times throughout the day to respond to certain emails or text messages or app messages. And just doing this really helps to keep me in control of my energy and in control of my day instead of letting all these external demands and distractions pull me out of my feminine flow. Okay, next up, micro habit number 6 is curating micro moments of beauty. And this is one of my favorite things to do. It's kind of that stop and smell the roses type of moment, but throughout the day, I create micro moments of beauty where I can charge my elegance and feminine energy. Beauty is such a powerful regulator. It helps to make you feel safe, connected to your senses. And so, what does it look like? It can be fluffing up a pillow, it can be adjusting lighting, it can be, if you like to do the scent diffusers, it can be resetting or adjusting your scent diffusers. It can be spraying some perfume or freshening up your makeup, getting some flowers and creating some flower arrangements around your home. You find the things that work for you, but it helps if they are things that are uplifting to you and make you feel good and make you feel beautiful. And really, with that, these would be the things that delight your senses, so to speak. So, the difference between, like, think about it like this: it's the difference between drinking coffee out of a pretty mug, maybe it's got flowers on it, it's ceramic, and it's got a pretty shape or something, whatever it is, it's pretty and you like it. Consider drinking your coffee out of that versus a cheap plastic mug or a plastic cup, like a plastic Starbucks cup. Nothing wrong with Starbucks. I love Starbucks, but there is a difference between drinking out of that cup versus drinking out of a nice, pretty, tasteful mug. So these moments can help to ground you, calm your senses, calm your nervous system, anchor you in your feminine energy. And not to mention that tending to aesthetics directly coincides with your elegance. So other things I might do, I might tidy up my desk, light a candle, maybe wipe something down so that it looks a little, cleaner, because that makes me feel good. And clean things tend to be a lot prettier. So when you have nice, shiny, sparkly surfaces, that is an aesthetic that can make you feel good. So try these tiny acts of joy and see how they make you feel. Habit number 7, checking in with my body. I know I mentioned this earlier, but this is where I do a little bit more to make sure that I release any tension that I might be holding on to. So once again, I'll ask myself, how do you feel? Are you clenching? Do your muscles feel tense? Do your jaws feel tense? Do I feel any stiffness or pain in my face? That's not from smiling, but stress related, because I'm like, all throughout the morning, we can hold a lot of stress in our jaws and in our cheeks, our neck, even in our arms, your hands, believe it or not. So I take some time to check in with my body. Do any of my muscles feel tense or am I clenching? If so, I take a few moments to do some stretching, get the blood flowing, which also helps me to feel a little bit more energetic. I might take some deep breaths. I may get up and take a walk. Now, sometimes that walk, due to my schedule, it might just be in my house, walking around my house. If I'm at the office, it might be walking around the office. I may go outside to a sitting area if it's not too hot, because I'm in Houston and it's really hot and humid. I mean, really, really, really humid and hot. You go outside, you feel like you're boiling, but let me get back on focus. If it's not too hot, I'll go outside and sit in a sitting area for a moment even though I said movement, I'm checking in with my body, and sometimes my body just wants to be outside. Sometimes here in Houston, under this cold air conditioning with all this humidity, because the humidity is still in the air, so it seems like you have this light layer on your skin and it can just freeze under the air conditioning. And sometimes my arms and my legs might feel just a little too cold and stiff, and I like to go outside and just walk in the sun for a little bit and thaw out just a little bit. But it makes such a big difference, and of course that gives you that dose of vitamin D that you need, that helps to regulate your system, it helps to energize you, it does so many things for you. But do make sure that you use sunblock if you go out into the sun. But the point is taking some time to and let go of any stress or tension that you're holding on to, taking some time to do something good for yourself that's healthy, so that you can release that tension and help your nervous system to calm down and open up. All right, habit number 8 is walking, or daily movement and flow. So I'm not always able to go out and take a walk every day, so I'll do some type of movement as much as I can. So movement is key to feminine energy, and really it's a great way to embody feminine energy. It gives you a chance to, again, connect with yourself. There's so many good things about it. It increases your endorphins, which helps you to feel happier, or at least more satisfied. So I might just walk to the mailbox. Sometimes we don't always have to drive, even if it's hot outside. I may just step out and walk to the mailbox, or walk to pick up lunch. If I'm at the office, there's some cafes and food places nearby, and I'll walk there and pick up lunch. If I can, a longer walk in the evening. Right now, I don't know how some people do it. For me, it's just too hot, so I will be waiting until the fall to try that again. But I do like to go outside where there are flowers and trees and grass, and you can hear the birds sing. I love to hear the birds sing their song. I know it annoys some people, but maybe it's from growing up in Colorado where it's cold so much of the year. I just remember as a little girl, when I would hear the birds chirping in the morning outside my bedroom window, that meant that spring was here. So I always looked forward to hearing them sing their song. But anyway, walking is also good. It's low impact. It's good for helping to support your body composition while regulating your nervous system again. So, and I do want to encourage you, if you walk outside, if you can do so safely, leave the headphones at home. Do take your phone, because you might need that for safety, but leave the headphones at home and connect with nature and your surroundings. Look at the flowers, enjoy them, listen to the sound of the birds. And if you've got water nearby, in a lot of our areas, we've got fountains. Listen to the sound of the water falling and, hitting the fountain, hitting the surface of the water. That can be so relaxing. It can be enjoyable to hear the laughter of children as they play. So leave the headphones at home. All right, let's transition into the evening now with habit number 9. It's just that, a transition ritual that takes us from work to rest. So this is really important to me, because it signals to my body that, okay, we're going into rest mode. We're gonna put the work away and we're gonna start to wind down and relax. So I cannot stress how important having a wind down ritual is, especially if you've had a chaotic or a masculine energy heavy day. Let's just face it, some days are like that. Some days we do have to power through to get things done, and man, those days just really drain me. And I really look forward to getting home and being able to shift. And so for me, that shift looks like unplugging from that phone at least a little bit. I'm gonna detach from it at least a little bit for a while. So if you have an iPhone, you can use different modes. You can use personal focus, work focus, whatever. But basically, these different focus modes help you to control the notifications you get. So typically, unless there is something going on that I know is going to require my immediate response, like I've been waiting for something that needs to be approved or signed off on, if that's not the case, when I get home, I don't answer messages or emails for my job. It's my personal time. So at that point in time, it's about family and friends. And even, hope some of them aren't watching this, but even with them, I've got to be measured. You have to protect your time. And so that's what some of this is about. It's about managing and protecting your time. The other thing I do is turn down service. I create a restful environment in my home. So that might mean closing the shades, pulling them down, or drawing the shades. I think that's what my grandmother back then used to say, draw the shades or draw the curtains. We're gonna close out some of the outside light. Instead of using bright overhead lights, gonna dim those and maybe use lamps, light some candles. Again, I am really big on having an ambiance in my home, especially in whatever room I plan on spending the time in. The ambiance has to be right for me, and for me, scent is a key player in that. If you guys have watched my videos on perfume, I think you might be kind of getting the idea that I'm something of a fragrance addict, and that doesn't just end with perfume, you know, body perfume and body products. Yeah, I've got to have my atmosphere. It's like a whole aura in the in this house, and the fragrance has to be right as well. A lot of times I'll take a nice refreshing shower. There is nothing like washing off the ugh of the day, especially if you've had a bad day, a masculine energy filled day, or just a day that was just busy or chaotic. Even if it was a good day, some days are just so busy where there's just so much going on. You just, when you get home, you just need to wash it off so that you can transition into reset and relax mode. So I will do that as well. I like to indulge in shower gels that are scented and lotions that are scented. I think we're starting to see another theme here with the fragrance, but I've got to have it. It really makes me feel good. It really helps me to relax. And even with that, I'll choose a scent that suits the mood that I want to be in. So with this being time for calm and relaxation, I'll do nice cozy gourmand vanillas. If I'm in that mood, I vanillaed myself out over last winter. I'm just now getting ready to the point to where I'm ready for more vanillas, but I love a good vanilla fragrance. There's other gourmands that you can use, so I might do something else. And yeah, I am that woman that will wear a beast mode perfume to bed. So anyway, let me get back on track here, because y'all didn't come here for all that. You came here for these habits. So the next thing I do with my turn down service is I make sure that I put on some pretty yet comfortable lingerie. And I'm not talking just like no t-shirts, no cotton nightshirts, silky pajamas, a nice silky tap pant set, or a silky chemise, or a nice silky or chiffon type gown. Whatever it is that is comfortable, has nice soft feeling fabrics, but it's also pretty, because the way you look at home while you're lounging is just as important as the way you look when you leave, because it is an indicator in how you feel. Again, there's energy in clothing, and that includes the clothing that you wear around your house and to bed. So if I'm not ready to really turn down all the way to get into bed, but I'm still lounging. I love a good maxi dress, and I mean a Skims type maxi dress. They're so comfortable, and they're just, if, with the right fit, the right fabric, they can be very elegant, and they just feel to me so ladylike. And all of these things signal to my brain that it is time to rest, receive, and reconnect with myself and my feminine energy. Okay, number 10, playful games for relaxation. I enjoy playing a good game. So I know I have talked about disconnecting from the phone for a while, and I will do that, but something that does help me to relax is playing a game on my phone. So it can be block bust, it can be a crossword puzzle, so things like that. Yeah, it does tend to relax me, but then when I get tired of that, I'll put that down, and even while I'm playing that, I usually will have something enjoyable on the TV or some nice jazz music. One other thing that I forgot to mention for you, my dolls, is with the shower, I like to turn on some nice jazz, maybe even classical music while I take my shower and while I lotion up and perfume up after my shower. So I'm sorry that I forgot that, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that because ah, it just helps so much with transitioning you into that relaxation mode. And I will do that also depending on the day and how much time I have to get ready and what I'm getting ready for. Okay, back to these games. When I'm done with the game, I put the phone away and I'll watch something on TV, and I have found that I cannot do too much of a bang bang shoot 'em up type movie anymore in the evenings. It's too much stimulation. Just not going to work for me. I've learned as I'm getting older, in my old age, I can't deal with all that noise. I want some peace. I need peace and quiet in my life, especially in the evening. So anyway, that is it for my 10 daily habits that keep me in my elegance and connected with my divine feminine energy. I hope you found this helpful. Okay, ladies, these habits help keep me grounded in my elegance and feminine energy every day. They are small but powerful things that help keep me connected to myself, even in a world that pulls us toward survival and pressure and masculine energy. So if you loved this video and you want to learn more, then check out my video that I'll have linked below in the description, but it's titled The Mindset That's Ruining Your Femininity and Dating Life. It's a comprehensive overview of how feminine versus masculine, how masculine energy may be affecting male-female relationships. So check that out. It's linked in the description below. Also, I would love to hear from you. If you are doing something that I didn't mention that helps you to stay grounded every day, well then please leave a comment and let us know, because we all need to learn from each other. So again, with that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, leave a comment. Let me know which of these habits you'll be incorporating into your daily habitual routines. And that is it for now. So ladies, remember, always keep it classy and elegant, and I will see you